Hi, what's up everybody? I just wanted to do a quick video tonight. Um, I watched a buddy of mine's video earlier, and his name is Jose Sigurani. His name is Jose Sigurani, and he's a buddy of mine on YouTube that I've been watching lately. And I was talking to him, I was telling him about the angel thing. uh, of what happened to me with that. I won't go any more into it. But, and basically, he was one of the very few people who actually believed me about what happened to me. And anyway, he's been praying for me, and we've been talking and stuff, and God's really been. I feel like God sends certain people into my life, some for just a time, and some for longer periods of time, and sometimes forever. But God, it seems like God sends certain people into my life for reasons. Whether it be for just little bits of information that could protect me later on that I might need to know, that somebody else knows about. And I just noticed that God uses other people, and then he'll place them in my life at certain periods of time in my life at like the perfect timing of revealing knowledge and giving data to me, that just this knowledge that I need in the perfect timing. Like God has such perfect timing, and when the timing lines up, it's almost like ironic kind of stuff that happens, but it's not ironic because it's God working his work, you know, and doing his thing. And he just always confirms and confirms and confirms through people and my waking life, just going through life, everyday life, and God will just confirm things in my life and in my relationship and in my walk. He'll just keep confirmation after confirmation after confirmation. And even though, and I'll say this real quick, and I wrote down a couple notes. So yeah, I'm reading a couple notes here that I got in my notebook because I don't want to get sidetracked and start just yapping to yap. So, even though I get tired of people finger pointing, and yeah, I'm sorry, I got a little frustrated in my last video, and long story short, sometimes things just have to be said, and you just kind of, and you move on, you know? So, sorry about that last video, guys, but sometimes you just gotta say what's gotta be said and move on. So, but even though I get tired of, the finger pointings, and it frustrates me because it's like stones that are thrown through holes in the door. Like, you're not gonna see them throwing the stone, Like, I don't know. But anyway, that's just the way I'll explain it. But even though I get that from some people, you know, they that cast the first stone kind of thing, and they do, and I've seen a lot of people do it. I've done it before too. There's like a hole in the door, and you try to throw the stone through the hole in the door at this person, and thinking that nobody's gonna see it, you know? And people do that, they throw stones at people, and we're not supposed to be doing that. And I'm guilty of it too sometimes, getting too proud and high and mighty sometimes does you no good. And, but whether that person has come into my life to give me some knowledge that the Father wants to give me for a time, then then it's just for a time. And but I feel blessed. I still feel blessed for the people that, whether it be just a time that that person comes into my life just to give me the knowledge that I need and then be done with it, then I still feel blessed that the Father sent me people to teach me what the Father wanted to tell me. And I feel blessed that the Father did that for me, and this is another person that he's done that for me with, which is Jose Cigarani. And I want to go over one of the verses that he put in one of his videos. If you listen to his videos, he'll go through a bunch of Bible verses. And it was just really interesting to me that I've been watching this man's videos for months now, but I've only been talking to him for the past couple of weeks. And we've just the Father's been telling him and I a lot of the same things. And so the Father has really been using another person in my life, and this particular person, along with many, many others here lately, that are confirmations that I get information from these people that I feel like God sends me in my life, whether it be for a season or forever, or just for this one little tidbit of information or that tidbit of information. It doesn't matter. And I want people to know that I feel blessed, even if it be just for a time and I have to go like this and move on. I still feel blessed that I got the information and the wisdom that I needed, that the Father presented to me through you. Okay, so I do want people to know that I do feel blessed that the Father's working. His will is always working. And I'm just glad that I can be a part of it. Like, I really am. I'm really glad that I can just be a part of knowing who God is and having a relationship with Him, and knowing that He's working through me, that I'm shining my light as bright as I can as a human being, spiritually possible as I can as a human being. And Him working through me gives me the power that I need to know my personal salvation and because I don't need to answer to anybody else but the Father in heaven. That's the only person I ever need to answer to. He's it. He's the only person that I ever need to answer to. I mean, I love everybody that I get information and wisdom from, and that the Father sends to me for information and wisdom and fellowship. And I really do love all of you, even the ones that I've had to sign off on or I've had to move on from. Because the God works through people, and like I said, sometimes He brings people in to give you a tidbit here and a tidbit there, and then that's all that is there for, and then you move on to the next level, So that's just kind of where I'm at right now, and so it was amazing to me because okay, I'm going to go through Galatians 2:20, which is one of Jose Cigarani's verses that he did in one of his last videos. And I'm going to read that, and it really just hit home for me. Just the way that things have kind of happened and the way that God has confirmed things through this man and other people in my life lately. Like, it's just amazing to me. So, I'm going to read this and then make a point and then say some extra things and then I'll be done. Hi, Daria. Thanks for coming in. I don't know if you're still here or not, but I did want to say thanks for stopping by. Okay, so Galatians 2:20. I am crucified with Christ. Nevertheless, I live, yet not I, but Christ liveth in me. And the life which I now live in the flesh. You're brushing your teeth. That's funny. Verse 20. I am crucified with Christ. Nevertheless, I live, yet not I, but Christ liveth in me. And the life which I now live in the flesh, I live by the faith of the Son of God, who loved me and gave himself for me. I do not frustrate the grace of God, for if righteousness come by the law, then Christ is dead in vain. Let me say that again. I do not frustrate the grace of God, for if righteousness come by the law, then Christ is dead in vain. So let's not let Christ's death, burial, and resurrection be in vain, guys. Please. I do not frustrate the grace of God, for if righteousness come by the law, then Christ is dead in vain. Let's not let Christ is what makes us righteous. By having faith in him and having him in your heart, Christ liveth in me. And let's not let his death, burial, and resurrection be in vain, guys. Let's not let it be in vain. Because if righteousness come by the law, then Christ died in vain. And when I read that verse, because I listened to Jose Cigarani, and what I've been talking to him about the last couple weeks has been very impactful with him, and it's been just been confirmation for him through me, and confirmation from him, for me through him. And it's just been boom, 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 boom. Things have just been confirmation and lining up. And the Father has just been using him and a couple other people in my life to just pump me up, and lift me up and confirm things in my life. And the Father, comforting me and reassuring me. I know I heard about the ban in California. I really feel like, California is the starting point of California, in my opinion, I should say, is the starting point of this infection of, we don't want to hear about Jesus. We don't want we don't want nothing to do with the Ten Commandments. We don't want nothing to do with the Bible. And they're just throwing it out the door. These are the people that are truly throwing it out the door. You know what I mean? That are just, they don't want nothing to do with it. And it's going to start in California. Yeah, Cali is the testing ground. Cali is the testing ground. And it's going to spread from the West and go from there. That's just how I personally feel about it. I could be wrong, but I just feel like that's how it's going to spread. And it's just going to be like this popular movement of, screw the Bible and screw, you know what I mean? And it's going to be a big movement and it's going to spread. Unfortunately, this time it's not going to just be a phase. Um, so So I just wanted to read that Bible verse, and I wanted to say a couple things about, that people do come into my life to teach me, a couple things that the Father's trying to teach me, and then it's signed, sealed, delivered, and then, sometimes that's just people come into your life for a season to teach you a couple things and then it's over. So sometimes that's just how it is. But I still feel blessed that, God works through these people and so it's a blessing. And I just want to say on the end of this, a band I really like music a lot. I mean, obviously, I'm a bass player, so I love music. So, I really kind of wanted to just shout out to Too Many Zoos because and I've never shouted out to any bands before, but I don't know what it is about you guys and your music, but ever since I had known about you guys, it's really been improving my bass playing. I really like bouncy, goofy music. And goofy in a good way. And Too Many Zoos is a great goofy, bouncy band, and I really haven't been enjoying them. If you ever need a head bobbing, bouncy, groovy kind of song one day or something, to kind of get you pumped up, Too Many Zoos is it. I really like them. So I just kind of wanted to throw that in there at the end of my video. You guys enjoy the rest of your night and love and peace.